Little rectangle shaped door. That's what I'm heading for. I'm going to take that screw out of there, and I believe there's some kind of mesh screen in there. And if that mesh screen is clogged, it's probably the reason why this machine isn't functioning properly. If it isn't, I'm going to have to go inside once again and tear this whole thing apart so that I can gain access to the jets and to the hoses in here and give them a thorough cleaning. I'm going to try to get this, I'm not going to try to. I'm going to take off that compartment I showed you once again. And take off that compartment I showed you. And pointing with my pinky, there it is. See where my pinky is? There's that compartment there. So I'm going to remove that. And we'll see what's up. And hopefully that's it. And it'll be a quick, simple fix for you guys. If we remove this, and for me too, we remove this, clean that thing out with my little toothbrush up there, should be good to go. Wish me luck, y'all. And wish yourselves luck if you happen to have this problem. There's that little rectangular shaped box. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be removing. Okay, got the screw out. Now, try to get this door off. Be right back. Okay, just found out this thing isn't quite a door. So I'm going to pull all this out. I got it tipped to the side. Just remember, if you guys do this, turn it to the side, turn it upside down. Let the thing sit for at least 2 to 4 hours. Ideally, 24 hours before you restart it. But what I'm going to do is remove all of these screws. We're going to go do a deep dive. I'm going all through this since that's not quite what I thought it was. Don't seem to be a hinge on it. Whatever, I'm just going to remove all of this stuff and see what's going on inside there. Now, these machines really don't cost that much, and for many of you, this may even be, might not even be worth the effort. But me, I like to tinker with things, and I like to learn things. So I kind of like live for moments like this. And you may be the same way, and you may want to tackle this. Oh, and when you remove these screws, make sure you keep track of them. And what I like to do is use a magnet. See, and I keep them on magnets. Alright? And like I said, you just need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove these. Okay, now here's the plug that you guys been using to drain the water in and out. I don't know if you ever got a good look at it before. Right? And here's all the screws that we have to remove. Right? Like I said, don't be afraid to take on these things yourself. My philosophy is that if a person did this, I can do it too. Now, this doesn't always hold true. Some things you got to have some really, really good technical knowledge. And then some things are really, really easy to do. And you can try them yourself. So don't be afraid. Found something interesting. Check out this little screw right here on top. It has an accumulation of rust. I guess that's rust. Anyway, I don't know if that's telling or not, but I do find it interesting. So I only have a couple more screws left. As you can see. Alright, let's get this little one out. Try not to lose these things. They're just little screws, no big deal. You can always get some at a hardware store or something. But it'll be so much easier. Save yourself a trip. And just be mindful. Keep your screws all together. Remember, little screws here, up at top. And then, see that little red stuff right there? And then there's a little, one little screw go down there. And then the other screws seem to be all the same, right? And then, like I said, I always keep my screws on a magnet. And then I set them somewhere where it'd be really hard for me to lose them, knock them in the sink or something like that. Just try to be mindful, all right? Now, this has started off, this thing right here is the thing that I thought might have been a compartment for a filter. And it could still be, but this doesn't remove. So anyway, this thing would turn out to be exploratory surgery. So we're getting ready to go in now. Be right back. All right, check it out, y'all. I'm working one-handed here, but you can see how I got the machine separating. Let's see if I could do some hand gymnastics here and hold this light and show you how I got this open. So it takes some gentle persuasion, right? Still not certain how all of this connects yet, but as you can see, I'm about ready to get access into here. And yeah, when you go inside these things, be mindful of any wire that may be connected. Also, when you get inside, they got some delicate metal in here, like tubing. So be real careful. Don't go in here like a bull in a china shop. Just be mindful. All right. Now I need to set this camera down so I can use both my hands and do this as gingerly as possible. We're not trying to break this any more than what it already is. Be right back. Okay, we made some progress here. About ready to pull this back off, and we'll see what's in here. Nice. And here we go. Now, oh wow, look at this. A little dusty in there. So another recommendation is that you get your vacuum and try to vacuum out all of this, because these things have to be at a certain operating temperature. And from what I've been reading, these things can get too hot. Like if you got it in a hot room, oven on or something like that, it's not really good. So if you can, every once in a while, just vacuum these things out. Make sure you don't block these vents and that it has room all the way around it. Anyway, I need to get back to this. And if I discover anything of interest, I'll let you know. And so far, I haven't been up here in the top. I'm still looking for a filter, because I believe this is some kind of filter in here. Not like a paper filter or a cheesecloth or a sponge, nothing like that. I think it's some kind of grating type of filter, but we'll see. Be right back. It almost goes without saying, I've been wiping up water. So I recommend that you put a towel underneath this. Should have thought at the first place, but just rearing to go to get this thing fixed, or actually see what it looks like on the inside. Like I said, if you're a tinkerer like I am, we live for moments like this. People say, oh, my machine is broken. I'd be like, oh, really? Trying to hide my excitement. So anyway, oh, wow. Here's the inside. Ooh, let's get some light. Yeah, see? Gets a little dusty in here. Ah, there's the tubing. See, there's the tubing back there. Man, we're getting up close and personal with this thing. Loving it. Oh, and here's the other tubing. Let me see, can I get my hands free again? Boy, you get so excited. Let me see over a little bit. See right here? Here's the tubing that goes up here and feeds your jets. It feeds those jets in there. This tube go right inside there. That's cool. And so I can remove that and make, I can remove that and make sure these tubes are clear. Then, oh yeah, I see it all the way down there. Oh, and I see gunk in the tube. Yeah, see that? Gunk in the tube. So I need to remove that tube. There's the pump down there. It's like a little sump pump. And yes, it's got clogged stuff. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. We have access to the tube because we got the bottom removed. All right, this is really good. This is really, really good. All right, let's get back to it, y'all. Let's get back to it. And I'm gonna say once again, if you do not feel comfortable doing this, don't. All right, get somebody that is, or if you have to, get you another machine. But like I said, I love to tinker, and I live for moments like this. And you may be just like me, and if that's the case, have fun. All right, I just decided that I'm going to remove the top also. Might as well, right? Get access to this whole thing. Why mess around? Just take off all of this exterior stuff in. Let's get right to the heart of the matter. There's a screw here. Whoops. So I'm going to get my hands free again. All right. There's a screw here. There's a Phillips head screw over here. And then this here, if I recall from last time, kind of slides back and pops up. And then we'll have, matter of fact, let me shut up. I'm going to turn this off, remove this, and we'll come right back so you can see what I'm talking about. Another thing, if you're working near the sink like I am, take a precaution and place something over your drain, or get a catcher or something and put in there so that you don't lose your screws down the drain. And another thing These screws up here, I'm not certain if they're the same size or not. So what I'm going to do is take another one of these neodymium magnets, a separate one, and put these top screws in there so as not to get them confused with the screws from the bottom. Just a precaution. May not be necessary, but what the heck. All right, there we go. Now you can see inside. That's where the magic happens. No, it's not my bedroom. Talking about the jets and stuff where the ice cubes form. Guys, mine's in the gutter. Okay. Anyway, be careful with this ribbon up here. See that ribbon? Yeah, be careful of that. All right. Now I can see the jets, which are cool. And these jets, now that I'm looking at it, they also have Phillip heads. Phillip head for this jet, Phillip head. So I may actually be able to get to these jets, but I don't believe they're clogged, but I really don't know. But I would love to be able to get to them and, I don't know, clear them out some type of way. Maybe with like thin needle or something. I really don't know. Blow into one end of it, like it's a flute or something. Trumpet, whatever. All right, now I need to get back to work. Let's see. And then make sure I'm go through here and get this dust out of here. I don't like it. And yeah, house here accumulates a lot of dust. We don't use air conditioning. We have the window open, so we're always getting dirt blowing through here. So we're always dusting. Things are always dusty. No big deal. Anyway, enough of that. Back to work. Now look at this. See, I discovered some gunk down in there. See it? And that shouldn't be in there. Now, first time I cleaned out, it was a lot of it. This thing was all caked up in here. And I'll tell you what happened. The container that my friend was using wasn't clean, I suspect. Or maybe if someone put their hands in to remove the ice, perhaps something like that caused it. I really don't know. I'm not trying to put fault with anyone. Just saying, be mindful how you remove the ice and be mindful of what you fill this up with. Make sure that it's clean. Clean water in, clean water out, hopefully. But if you put bad stuff in there, bad things happen. Especially if you get some kind of sugary drink or something in there. It's not good for these devices. So just be mindful about how you do things. Just thought of something else. See, I removed that dirty stuff down in there. And just thought of something else. If your machine is under warranty, do not disassemble it. It will more than likely void your warranty. Oh, and a big thing, make sure this thing is unplugged. I know it goes without saying, but yeah, just make sure this device is unplugged before you work on it. Now I also work on electronics, and a lot of times I'll work on electronics when they plugged up, but I do not recommend that. All right, I have an advanced electronics degree, and I didn't really learn much in school, but it did give me confidence to tear stuff up. So anyway, just make sure you have this device unplugged. Okay, down at the bottom of this, that little circular hole you see towards the bottom of the screen, that's that drain plug. But right next to it, you see some kind of vents down there. And that's what I really wanted to get to also, because I'm not 100% certain that that's not clogged. So I really want to get to that. And if you look down here, you don't see anything. You see, that has to go somewhere. And there's a hose up in here somewhere. And I don't see it yet. But I do see that hose right there is yucky. And I'm going to try to get to that without tearing up stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But that hose definitely needs to be addressed. And this thing down here, whatever it is, I need to get down in there too. All right, back to work. All right, cool. You see, got the whole back removed, which is great. Now, for you guys that are curious, I'm going to rotate this machine so that you can see. What was that? What the hell was that? I'm going to rotate this machine. There it is. Just some insulation or something. Okay, rotate this machine so that you can see. Ooh, what the other side looks like. Look at that. Dusty. All right. Let's see. See, can we get that off? I don't think this was the cause of it not working. But while we're here, might as well dust it a little bit, right? Caution, moving parts. Do not operate unit with back cover removed. Attention, yeah. Hot stuff, yeah, that's good. Like, be mindful when you go inside here. And don't do as I do as I say type of thing. Like I said, accustomed to working with things, taking them apart. I've been doing it ever since the days of 8-tracks. And all the technology up from there and cars and all that stuff. So I have experience, like I said, looking in things like that. And if you're uncomfortable doing this, get somebody who knows how to do stuff, or just get it repaired from a reputable shop, or just buy another one if you can afford it. But whatever you do, be careful. All right, check it out. Get my light again. Come on, light. Cool. All right, the tubing. Oh wow, that's amazing. I literally just dusted this off and it came right back. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe you didn't dust it off well, Bri. That's more than likely what happened. Alright. Oops. Alright. Got the dust off there. Okay. Check it out. The tube. I was able to remove this tube here. See? I was able to remove this simply by wiggling it gently and pulling it off. See? So I got this tube removed. The reason why I want it, you can see that this tube has stuff in it. See? Especially right there. That's what we got. So I was having a little difficulty getting my fingers in there. And I have small hands. And then putting it back on. So what I did, when I got my needle nose pliers. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to reach back in there and wiggle that tube out. And hopefully I can replace it the same way. I'll let you know how it goes. Peace. Because I have to get that out. Because as you can clearly see, this is gunk in it. Alright, so we got to clean that out. There's no ifs, ands, buts, and maybes about it. I don't even know if I said that right, but it sounded pretty good. Be right back. Alright, I got that tube out of there. And my needle nose were useless. I actually had to take my fingernail and pry up on it. So I imagine it's going to be a little challenging replacing it. But as I said before, this thing has to be clean. It has to be. So either way about it, I had to take this off. Can't try to assemble it and use it like this with this gunk in there. It's not happening. So right now I'm going to try to clean this. Exactly how I'm going to do that, I don't know, but I think hot water is going to be the way to go at first. And I'll let you know what happens. Now, my other concern, while I'm trying to figure out how to clean this out, I'm also going to try to figure out how to put this thing back in there. See where it goes, that nipple that it goes on? And I wish I can get in there and clean that nipple out. And I suspect, actually I don't know, but this here, maybe, yeah, that thing down there, that nipple, maybe, I don't know, connected to this. I have to see down in here because I really want to get to those bent looking things down there. But right now, I don't believe that connects to there, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Whatever that is, it's in the bottom here, in the front. So I need to get some access to the front of this machine. And somehow, some way I'll do that. But for now, let me try to clean this tube out. That is really nasty. We can't have that. No sirree, Bob. I can't believe I said that. All right, be right back, y'all. No sirree, Bob. All right, I set that tubing and some soapy water. I'm gonna leave it in here for about 15 minutes or so. Let it soak. I don't think that this is actually going to clean this, but it's worth a try. And then I have a very, very thin stick that I'm going to try to run through there. Oh no, I got something. I got and I have an incidental. Oh yeah, that's right, Brian. Good idea. I have or interdental, whatever it is. It's those toothbrush things. I'll show you. I'll go get one. I might be able to utilize that to clean this up. Be right back. Okay, yeah, I got some what they call them, proxabrush. What they call interdentals, whatever. I got a proxabrush, and I'm gonna try to use one of these to clean that tooth. You know what? This is probably gonna work. I'm gonna need to sit this down and I test it out real quick. I'll show you. But this might be the way to do it. If you got some proxa brushes, oh, matter of fact, yeah, this would also be cool cleaning in little tight places. Yeah, everybody, recommendation. Only little bristles don't come off. Let me show you what they look like. See? It's a little scrub brush. I call them little toilet bowl brushes. But yeah, this will work. Let me take this cap out of my mouth. Barely can speak as it is. Yeah, this may be the ticket. All right, I need to set this phone down for a minute and give this a try. And instead of just soaking, this might be the way to go. I can't get through all the way through, but maybe. But anyway, yeah, I can get quite a bit of it. Yeah, let's see. All right. Woo. Yeah, that looks bad. But yeah, with this, what do they call it? Proxabrush. Might be able to get some of this out. Let's see. All right, let's try. I need to set this phone down. Be right back. Okay, here's my new plan. It's a stick that I have. I was using it to aerate the dirt from my plants. Well, this end. And I want to use this end here for more aggressive cleaning for this tube. Because this part here, it didn't seem to work when I put the proxabrush in it. Proxabrush wasn't aggressive enough, perhaps. So anyway, I'm going to use the end of this stick. See if that's more aggressive. Like I said, we're pulling out all the stops, trying to figure out how to do this. And using household items. Stuff that you may already have laying around, trying to get this done. Right back. I need my other hand. Peace. Okay, here's the dealio. Check it out. That red stuff in there, I scraped it real good. It seems to be stained, and it doesn't come out at all. But, had a happy accident. If you can see how the tube is, besides that stain, it's relatively clear. Now look. See how it gets white? Foggy? However you want to put it. That's going to come out. And the stick removes that. So I'm going to get back to that and finish cleaning this. Hopefully the stick can make it all the way down there. And I don't know about coming from the other end. If I can remove that and it's not glued, then I could get the other end of the tube. But yeah, whatever that stuff is in the end, not certain if it's a discoloration. But whatever it is, it doesn't come out. You can't even scratch it. I don't know if heat maybe changed color. I don't know. But anyway, but this other stuff in here, that needs to come out, whatever that is. See it? All right, let me get back to trying to scrape that out as best I can. Be right back. Yo, look at that. Look what came out of it. See that gunk right there? That's what this stuff is inside this tubing. Well, maybe not that right there, that brown stuff, but definitely this cloudy looking stuff. See how the tube is clear? Well, besides that brown stuff. See how the tube clear? But then it gets cloudy up here. When I scraped that out with my aeration stick, that gummy stuff came out. Is that the culprit? I don't know, but I suspect whatever that is, maybe through the unit. So I'm going to try to clean everything I can. All right? And if you look right here, you can see some more is in there. That could be it. That could very well be it. We'll find out. Let's get this tube cleaned out some more. And another thing I was thinking about, if you could, order a replacement tube. It might be a lot simpler than trying to scrape this thing out. And there may be some kind of cleaner that will dissolve this. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure these things out as I go along and share what I find out with you. And you guys are a hell of a lot smarter than I am. You probably come up with some really cool results that I would never think of. Anyway, I need to get back to work. Be right back. All right. Check out the tubing. Except for that brown stuff right there, which will not come out. It will not come out. Scrape, squeeze, it will not come out. Start scratching off plastic. But look at the rest of the tube. Clear all the way through. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it in the bowl again. And I'll get something to weigh this down. I'm going to place it in the bowl again. Get something to weigh it down. And I'm going to add, they tell you to use white vinegar. I'm going to use an acid in the form of vinegar. I don't have any white vinegar. So I'm going to use my apple cider vinegar that I have. And we're going to keep adding some hot water. Hot water as your sink can make it. And I'm going to put some weight on that and let that sit down in there. As soon as I figure out how to weigh this down. And that discoloration, you see, is, you'll find something to weigh this down. Be right back. No, I'm not using my phone to weigh it down. I'll be right back and stuff. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. Well, you got to weigh it in your hand. No, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to find something else to weigh this down. Be right back. Okay, I used the sink strainer stopper, whatever that they call those things. I use that for some weight. I'm going to leave that in there for about 15 minutes. Now what I'm also going to do, I also have hot water. Let's see. Water in here. Not a lot. All right. See that drain in there. It is not. I'm going to drain that out. And hopefully, I see some not dirt in there. All right, and I see something else in there that needs to be flushed. I see some particles in there that hasn't come out. There it is. All right, it just came out. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, sorry if you can't see, but right now it's more important that I see. No disrespect intended. Now what I'm going to do is put this plug back in underneath. You all know about this plug. I'm going to put that, I'm doing it by feel. I don't want to tip this thing any more than I have. Okay, plugs back in. Now what I'm going to do is add some more hot water. Get as hot as it can. I don't know why this water, like before it used to be scalding. Now it's just more than warm. Slightly more than warm. Anyway, don't put boiling water in here because it may soften something. I'm just going to put some warm water in here. Just like with that fill line is the same way that you would do. And make sure the cups that you use are clean. I mean really clean. And then I'm going to add some of this in here. Some acid in the form of vinegar. We're going to let this stuff sit for around 15 minutes. We'll let the stuff sit for around 15 minutes. Oh, I see it's another drain there. Excellent. That's good, I guess. And yeah, we're going to let that sit there for about 15 minutes. Let that sit there 15 minutes so the acid can do its thing. And we'll let that sit in there so the acid can do its thing. And then, when I get this all reassembled, and I took enough stuff apart to my satisfaction, and I reassemble this, I'm going to run it through a couple of cleaning cycles. And matter of fact, when I'm through with this, when I go through the cleaning cycles, we're going to go through the controls up here. because they're not very intuitive. So I'll go over with the best you can to explain what these things mean. Matter of fact, while we're here, let me get my light. Where we are. Come here, light. We need you for something. Bingo. All right. Let's try to go over this as best I can without dropping my phone. Sorry. Pardon. All right. Here we go. Okay. Let's turn the sucker around. You got your on and off button. No, I know crap, right? You got your select. And then you got your size for large and small ice cubes. This one's self-explanatory, add water. And this lets you know that the ice is full. Now this button here, the on and off button, that has dual purpose. I know, on and off. It has a third purpose. If you hold it down 5 seconds, it puts it into the cleaning. 3 to 5 seconds. Hold it down, it'll put it into the cleaning mode. All right. And select is, I believe, for the size of the ice. All right. So anyway, hold that down for a few seconds. It'll put it into that cleaning mode. Now, if you want to start this thing over after you got everything clean, everything's said and done, right? And you let it sit for the hours it needs so the oil can settle, and everything's ready to go. Unplug it. That resets it. Plug that sucker back up, power it up, and leave it alone. Oh yeah, put some water in it, right? No more than that fill line in. I put a couple of bottles of water like this in there. I put a couple of bottles of water in there, and that seems to be enough. Anyway, let's let this stuff sit. Got my tube setting. Got this thingamajig sitting with some water in it, and with acid in the form of vinegar. Water with acid in it in the form of vinegar. Let that sit 15. Let that sit 15. I'm going to come back. Well, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explore this housing here because I really want to get to those grooves down there because I suspect that might be a problem. Actually, I'm going to find out what that thing is. Is it some kind of return? Yeah, because if that hole is draining out, then that water down there has, that groove rather, I'm sorry, that groove has to be some kind of return. So I need to get to that to make sure that that's cleaned out. So in order to do that, it seems to be, what the heck is it? I really don't know. Oh, I see where you're at. Got you. See that screw right there? Here's my pointer. See a screw right there? And it's probably got a corresponding one just like it on the other side. And then this front panel come off. That front panel come off. Now I have access to that thing down there, that drain or whatever that is. Not the drain hole, but those ones that look like a vent. I need to get access to that. I really do. So while that stuff over here is soaking, this here is soaking, I'm not going to be joking about trying to get this off. All right, so I'll be right back. I need to get back to work. See the little particles in there? Little particle in my behind. Look at all that stuff in there. Holy crap. Alright, hold on. I need to stop that from going in the drain. Be right back. Alright. This thing, what I'm going to do, I put the plug back in. I don't have any more particles popping up. So I think I got that fairly clean. And I'm not going to take all this apart. I can. But now you're talking about, here, let me spin this around so you can see. See, this is where you start messing with the electronics and all. I'm not messing with that, cause that's fine. I don't want to tinker with that. I could, but I don't want to. Just leave it alone. I think the gist of it was that thing down there. Where, let's see. Yeah, the thing down there that looks like a, with the vents in it. I think that was a problem, and I think may have solved that problem to a certain extent. But like I said, I'm going to put some more acid in there in the form of vinegar. And matter of fact, let me put some acid directly on there. Straight. I don't know if that's good or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And then while that's sitting in there, I'm going to reassemble this. And then I'm going to run it through some cleaning cycles. And we're going to see what's happening. Not everybody, I don't know if you're a betting person or not, but place your bets. Because I'm confident this is going to work. I really am. I'm confident that this is going to work. All right, everybody, keep your fingers crossed. All right, see, we got one little particle in the corner, and I had took the toothbrush, and I went across all of these here underneath, trying to clean out the nozzle a little something, and hopefully not pushing things up in it. And then that one little particle down here, I'm going to have to get tissue or something, get that one little piece out of there. All right, be right back, y'all. All right, let's see what happens. Do not do like I do. Do as I say. And always do not use this thing with the plugged up with the cover off and stuff. I'll tell you before. Don't do like I do. Do as I say. Anyway, hit this button up here. Select, see what happens. Shit. Yo, whatever you guys do not do this. I'm warning you, do not do this. Nutcase. Do not do this, alright? Well, see, I had some leaks up here. Trying to get this hose back on here. Getting it back down there was a mother. So I had to make me an access panel. Then it was leaking a little bit. And I readjusted. Oops. Yeah, it was leaking a little bit and I readjusted the hose. So it's shooting through there pretty good now. Let's see what's going on inside. Alright. I don't know what that's doing. But alright. I don't know if that good or bad. I see air in there. I squeeze. Alright. Alright. Okay. Like I said, do not do what I do. I'm a little on the crazy side. Alright. Now let's see what it's doing. Must be in some kind of cleaning mode. Let's see if we got any particles in there. Oops. Where's my light? Wow. Yeah, quite a few particles in there. Alright. Let's drain those out. I see one hanging up there on the side. So let's drain this out real quick before it goes down that vent thing again. Yeah, I had a leak down there. it's real difficult getting that thing back in there without removing the front. So I made me an access panel, like any good plumber would, or electrician, whatever. All right, that's filling up there. This seems to be working well. No air in the lines. All right. Now I've been jostling this thing around. Naturally, I'm supposed to leave it sitting for a while. But I'm a little hard-headed. Besides, things broke any damn way. Let's see what's happening. So I was just filling that thing up. It must be some kind of cleaning mode or something, I guess. Alright. And my main thing, no leaks. Alright. Whatever I did, I fixed that hose good. It's not leaking anymore. Okay, that's good. And what I also did, I switched the arrangement. That one being up there, I slipped it down here. It's just easier with my access panel to get that in there. And another thing, excuse me, that boot that's on this this clear hose, make sure that that tubing is pushed way down in that hose, because otherwise it'll leak on you, as I found out the hard way. All right, you can see down there. There it is. Sorry. Yeah, see where that tubing goes down into that boot or coupler or whatever the hell they call it, where it connects to the pump. Make sure that tubing is way down into that coupler or that boot, whatever the hell that is. And then same thing for up here. Make sure that sucker is seated way back in there. Otherwise, she'll leak on you. Alright? So we got no leaks now. My only other concern is that I've been jostling this machine around. And just want to make sure the oil for the compressor goes all the way back down. These thingamajigs seem to be working good. These nipples where the ice forms, they seem to be flowing pretty good. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Alright. Now, I'm going to turn this thing off. Put some more water in it. I'm going to run it through the damn cycle. I didn't turn it upside down, but I did turn it sideways. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and as for that access panel, you got to think about it like this. Before I made an attempt to fix it, it was looking nice, but it didn't make any ice. Now, it makes ice, but it doesn't look nice. So you decide what you want. You want it to look nice, or do you want it to make ice? Alright, let's test this bad boy out and see what's going on. Get ready to hit the power supply, power button up here. Let me see, make sure I got some water in here. Yep, there's water in there. And the water is clear for a change. No little particles. So that's a vast improvement. Alright, what I'm going to do, I really should. Don't do like me, guys. If you move this thing about, let it sit for a couple hours. 24 hours is ideal. But like I said, don't do as I do. Do as I say. Or as I suggest. Alright, we get ready to power up. Let's see what happens. Make sure this sucker ain't leaking. No leak there. And oh, here it comes. See the water shooting up there? And no leaks. Look how it pumps up. Sweet. Shooting up there like crazy. A lot of pressure. And no leaks. See that? Continuous. And no leaks. That's real good. Alright, let's see what's doing in here. Okay, let's lift this up. Okay, it's doing its thing in there. And I don't really use this thing, so I really don't know how it's supposed to work, but it sounds like familiarity. So maybe this is how it's supposed to be working. No leaks. Water inside there is from before. It's not coming from the tubing. Not coming from the tubing. Man, when I first put this thing together, the water shot from that top one down into the fan. So then I was like, oh man. So then Switched it, put it down there. Then the water shot out from down there. Then I figured out what was happening. That tubing, like I mentioned before, has to go down into that connector, to that boot down there. Got to make sure you push that tube way down in there. Ooh, I felt the compressor kicked in. So now I guess it's getting ready to make ice. Well, we're getting ready to see. I think this stuff takes around 15 minutes or so. I really don't know. We'll be back. And we'll see what happens. I'll close this lid, because this thing got to try to maintain like a cool temperature or something. Once again, we're going to look at this. That thing kicking in again. Everything seems to be working so far. Like I said, I really don't know how this thing operates because I don't use it. But we'll all find out shortly. In about 15 minutes. Be right back. Look at that. It's alive. Look at that. Oh, I scooped him out. But yeah, we got one full-size cube in there. Yeah. It's back, baby. Back to the full-size cube. Alright, we're going to let it make another batch. Got a quick errand to run outside. Yeah. That one cube. Oh, 2 cubes. See? And they're full size. If you can see that. Yep, there it is. The full size cubes. Yep, full size cubes. Alright. Sucks working. Yeah, it's working. Hell yeah. And that's the thing. When I started this repair, the thing wouldn't make ice. But it did look nice. Now, it doesn't look so nice, but it makes ice. In case you think an access panel is weird, here's an access panel that plumber put in so that he can get to the main pipe right here. Just in case you can't get it unstopped there, you can go right to the main tube or the main pipe right there, just like I did on the machine. Made an access panel so that I can access that main tube just in case it gets stopped up again. Okay, we're going to take another look-see here. Alright. 4, 8, alright. So this thing makes 8 cubes at a time. And it's doing this thing. It works, I guess. Cubes look good. They're big. Big for here. Alright, the machine works again. Alright. Excellent. Alright. That's it. Cool. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Some cubes. See how this thing will make. I'm trying to talk over the background noise so they don't flag my video for third-party content. Okay, but it looks like it's doing pretty good. Well, it's the news playing, so I hope they don't flag the damn news. But anyway, here's the cubes and stuff, alright? So that was a successful thing, and thank you for closing. Good job, Bri. Thank you, Bri.